My friends in Christ, how important it is that we use words like those today, this week, in this season of life together. It reminds us that we are family, that we are bound together by something greater than our proximity. We're bound together by something greater than friendship even. We are friends in Christ because we are bound by Christ. We are bound by the love of Christ, by the grace and the peace and the hope of Christ. And so, friends in Christ, this has been a week, hasn't it? It began on Sunday with the tragic events that took place at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints here in Grand Blanc. It began with the information that people began to get as we concluded our worship service here at Grand Blanc UMC. It began as people tried to get a hold of friends and loved ones who they knew. It began as we started to receive the information. It began as we locked our own doors. It began as we began to pull together the pieces of what happened. And we're still doing that to some degree. What I wanted to share with you through this video is that we're continuing to be the church. I continue to be your pastor. We continue to strive to build community, to share the love of Jesus Christ with the world. Our world has changed. Our little area of the world especially has changed. But our call hasn't. Our call is still to be the church in this community, in this world, and to be a reflection of the light of Christ to others. In a time that people are facing mourning and grief, perhaps that light is all the more important. I had the opportunity this week to speak with our chief of police here in the city of Grand Blanc, Chief Brian Lipe. When I talked to Chief Lipe, I wanted to convey our thoughts and our prayers and our support in this time to remind him and to remind his department and the departments they work with that we are with them in solidarity as we all face the aftermath of this together. I also wanted to share with him some of what we had planned as a church coming up in the next week and weeks to come, and to find some assurance or some wisdom on how to move forward. Chief Light shared with me that at this time there is no relevant concern that they have about people gathering, whether it's in communities or in churches here in Grand Blanc. But they do recognize that that might not be the easiest thing for people to do right now. And so one of the things that he assured me is that for the next few weeks, you will likely see an increased presence of police, particularly around churches. One thing he assured me of, though, is that this is not a reaction to any concern that they have, but rather an effort for them to be present so that folks in our community feel a sense of safety and can return to a sense of the typical rhythms that we've become used to, especially around church. And so as you come on Sundays, as you come to the church for community dinner, for a prayer service, for trunk or treat, all of which I'll talk about in a second, you will likely see police here. They are not here responding to any threat or concern. They are simply here to help us feel a little bit safer. I look forward to getting to be in community with you. As I mentioned this week, we have a few things coming up. On Wednesday evening, we have our first Wednesday of the month free community dinner. It just so happens that the plan was to have pizza, salad, and dessert, and good news is we can make pizza go a long way. So we're inviting people to be in community that night, to come from wherever they are and share in a meal together and to enjoy that time together and to be together. That night we're also having at 6 o'clock a prayer service here at the church. I've worked with a few other pastors in our community to put this together, and it's just going to be a time that we can gather safely together and praise a God who is with us. Pray to our God who comforts us. And certainly pray for those who are continuing to face the aftermath of this trauma, including you and I. I hope that you will consider coming to that. I recognize that perhaps it feels different, but I hope that you will consider being there. The other thing that we're doing this week is one that I have really become excited about over the last few years, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to do outreach in the community this way. We have our trunk or treat coming up. Last year, we had more than 1,000 people come through the parking lot as part of that, and it was an amazing event. Again, I talked with the chief of police, and he assured me that not only would they be present, they're excited that we're doing this community event still this week. And so on Friday evening from 5 to 7 p.m., come and receive candy, hand out candy, be a part of what's happening, and see community gathered together to enjoy themselves. That's what community is really all about. And then on Sunday, we're going to have Sunday worship. Sunday worship will be at 10 a.m. as we've planned. And also, as has been planned, I'm going to be on vacation. I'm excited, though, that you get to hear from a friend of mine, Reverend Joel Walther. Joel Walther is actually on staff now with the Michigan Conference of the United Methodist Church. And so he's stepping away for a day to come and share worship with you and share a message with you. I do hope that you'll come and support Pastor Joel and hear what he has to share. And then I look forward to being with you all next Sunday as we move forward. You see, the reality is we can continue to move forward. That's part of mourning. That's part of grief, actually, is moving forward. Moving forward, though, doesn't mean that we have to let go of everything else. It doesn't mean that we have to leave our grief behind us or our trauma behind us. It's just an invitation to continue to move forward and to allow those pieces to come alongside and to acknowledge them, give space to them, and allow healing to begin its work that continues on for time. And so know that your church family is here. Know that I'm here. Know that you can be heard. Know that we want you to feel heard. Know that we want you to feel safe. And so we are taking measures to make sure that we can remain safe. And those measures are things we've already had in place. I'm grateful to our trustees who have helped to make sure those measures are in place, and we'll continue to revisit them so that we can make sure everyone is aware of the ways in which we are maintaining safety here at the church, while also balancing the need to be radically hospitable as Christians. And so, friends in Christ, let us continue to be the church. Let us continue to be a reflection of the light that Christ has shown to us. Let us be the hands and feet of Christ. Let us be the love, hope, peace, and joy that Christ shares with us. May God's goodness be seen and known through us. And may you know that you are held in the loving hands of our God who calls us and claims us. Friends, be well, be blessed, and I can't wait to see you soon.